Jai Sitaram. We are continuing the discussion on what is the greatness of King Janaka. Why is he known as a MAHAJANA? So we have completed Janaka's role in arranging the marriage of Sita, Urmila, and his brothers' daughters Mandavi and Shrutikirti to Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna. In this part, we shall go through his role during the Sita-Rama Kalyan. Sita-Rama Kalyan is a very beautiful chapter which took place on the Uttara Falguni Nakshatra of Chaitra Masa. This is the 73rd chapter of Balakand. And in this 73rd chapter, we see that there are very beautiful decorations. King Janaka made some extraordinary arrangements for the marriage of his daughters and nieces with Rama and his brothers. And we shall see that Dasharatha conducted all the rituals perfectly. Everything was perfect, the way he conducted them. The way he invites the marriage procession is indeed very beautiful. This is given the 14th verse. Sthitaḥ pratihāro me kasya ājñā saṃpratīkṣhyate gṛhe ko vichāro asti yathā rājyam idam tava. Who is that doorman that prevents your entry? Or for whose orders do you all await? Do you hesitate in your own house? This kingdom is as good as yours. So, King Janaka is such a great elevated devotee that he considers all the bhaktas to be part of his own family. So he says that this house is yours. So there is no attachment to his material property, and instead he wants to utilize every single thing that he has in the service of the Lord. So this is a quality of a MAHAJANA. Then Vasistha Muni and Dasharatha enter with the 4 brothers. The arrangements are just spectacularly beautiful. Vasistha is in charge of chanting the Vedic hymns, and he places the fire on the pit of the altar. And then King Janaka brings Mother Sita. So this is the first time Sita is introduced to the readers of Valmiki Ramayana. So tataḥ sītām samānīya sarva ābharaṇa bhuṣhitām samakṣham agneḥ saṃsthāpya rāghava abhimukhe tadā abravīt janako rājā Kaushalya ānanda vardhanam. Then King Janaka led forth Sita, who was decorated with every variety of bridal jewelry, and he places Sita facing Rāghava in the presence of the fire, and King Janaka addresses Rama, who is the enhancer of his mother's joy. And this is the most beautiful verse, and this is mentioned in every single Sita-Rama Kalyana that is performed to this day. Iyam Sita mama sutta sahadharma charitava pratihāro bhadram te panim grhanishva panina pativrata mahabhaga chhayaiva anugata sada iti uktva prakshipat raja mantra putam jalam tadā. So King Janaka says, Iyam Sita mama sutta. Iyam Sita means this Sita. Mama sutta, she is my daughter. So even though Sita is not his daughter by birth, King Janaka loves Mother Sita so much that he calls her as his daughter. So Iyam Sita mama sutta saha dharma charitava. Tava means yours. And he says that Sita will participate in your dharmic activities. Saha dharma charitava. Then pratihāro bhadram te. Pratihāro means you should take her willingly, lovingly, wishfully. It should be your position to take Sita, my beloved daughter, as your wife. Bhadram te, may goodness come to both of you. Panim gṛhanīshva pānina. That means you should take her palm into yours. So this Sita is my fair daughter, and she is going to share in your duties. So you should take this bride from her father and join hand to hand. Next, he says, Pativrata mahabhaga chhaya iva anugata sada. Pativrata means she is going to be devout to her husband. Mahabhaga means she is the most fortunate one. So everyone goes to Mother Lakshmi to receive fortune from her. But King Janaka says that Sita is extremely fortunate because she gets to follow Rama. How? Follow him like his own shadow. Chhaya iva anugata sada. Chhaya means a shadow. Iva means like. Anugata means follow. Sada. Always. So Sita will always follow Rama as if she were his own shadow. And stating these three sentences, Valmiki says, Iti uktva prakshipat raja mantraputam jalam tada. So saying, King Janaka poured forth water into the palms of Rama, which is now sanctified with hymns. One very important thing to note is that here he says that pratihāro bhadrante. If Rama wills, he should accept Sita as his wife. So even though Rama is the one who fulfilled the vow of King Janaka, and Janaka says that Sita is the Virya Shulka, and per the modes of his vow, the marriage of Sita and Rama were already conducted the moment Lord Rama broke the bow. But then he wanted to offer his Sita to Rama at that very moment, and Rama said no, he wants to wait for King Dashratha to give his consent. And immediately Janaka sends messengers to Ayodhya, and after a week or so, the entire marriage procession arrives at Mithila. And now, at this point also, he doesn't say, I am making you take Sita as your wife. No. Even at this point, beneath the marriage hall, even after every single sage has accepted that Rama and Sita should get married, Janaka is so subservient to the Lord that he says, Pratihāro bhadrante. If it is your wish, take Sita as your wife. It is always the wish of the Lord. So the Lord could have accepted Sita the moment he broke the bow, but at that time he said he has to wait for the consent of his father, because Rama's duty is to establish the righteous path for all, and the children should understand that they should take the consent and the permission of the parents to marry. And this is exactly what Rama does. But over here, Janaka says, Pratihāro bhadrante panim gṛhanīshva pānina. If it is your wish to take Sita as your beloved wife, I can assure you that she is going to be a part of your every dharmic activity. And she will follow you as if she is your shadow. Chhaye eva anugata sada. And it is very interesting to note that during Ayodhya Kand, when Mother Sita coaxes Rama to give her permission to follow him to the forest, Mother Sita says that Janaka promised that she will always take part in Rama's dharmic activities. While Kaushalya and Lakshmana try to prevent Rama from going to the forest, Sita does not do that. She says that I have to follow you. You have to take me with you to the forest. So Janaka's statement proved to be an impetus for Rama to give Sita permission to follow him to the forest. In the 27th chapter of Ayodhya Kand, verse 9, Mother Sita says, Anushishta asmi matra cha pitra cha vividha ashrayam na asmi samprati vaktavya vartitavyam yathā maya. My mother and father taught me of different matters long ago. I need not be told now how to deal in any way with anyone. So Mother Sita's father and mother were both great devotees of the Lord who taught Sita what is dharma. And she is taking this particular point that she is always going to follow Rama as if she were his shadow to force Rama to allow her to accompany him to the forest. Now let's come back to the marriage ceremony. After the marriage of Rama and Sita, Janaka conducts the marriage of Lakshmana and Urmila. Then he conducts the marriage of Bharata and Mandavi. And then finally, Shatrughna and Shrutikirti get married. Then Vasistha conducts the marriage ceremony of the 4 couples. And soon they leave Janaka and they return to Ayodhya. This is given in the 74th chapter of Balakand, verse 2. Vishwamitra gate raja vaideham mithiladipam aprashtva iva jagama ashu raja dashratah purim. When Vishwamitra departed to the Himalayas, the ruler of the delight of the people, namely King Dashratha, asked leave of absence with King Janaka, who outvised bodily affairs and promptly set forth for the city of Ayodhya. So Vishwamitra's time with the Lord was only till his marriage, and then afterwards he goes back for further tapasya. And now King Janaka gives Dashratha leave to go back to Ayodhya with the 4 daughters. And King Janaka gives magnificent gifts, such as umpteen number of cows and shawls and silk dresses and elephants, horses, chariots, soldiers, highly decorated maidservants and chambermaids and handmaidens to the brides. Then not only is that, he is very happy to give in great amounts of gold and silver, pearls and corals, because he's so happy that Sita's marriage came true. And this is the last time we will see King Janaka in Balakand. The next time we will see King Janaka is during the Uttarakand. There are many regional versions of Ramayana, especially Ramcharitmanas, that state that King Janaka arrived in Chitrakuta and helped everyone resolve the fact that Rama should stay in the forest for 14 years. But this is not according to Valmiki Ramayana. Janaka does not appear in Chitrakuta at all. And the next time we see Janaka, as I mentioned before, is during Uttarakand. So in the last chapter of Yuddhakand, the sages conduct the coronation of Rama and Mother Sita. Valmiki does not mention the various kings who had arrived to witness the coronation of Lord Rama and Mother Sita, but this is mentioned later on in Uttarakand. Uttarakand starts with Lord Rama asking Agastya to give the detailed description of the history of the Asuras, which Agastya does so with great aplomb. And afterwards, King Rama tells Janaka with folded palms in the 48th chapter of Uttarakand, "Thou art our only refuge. We have been reared by thee. O king, the relationship between the families of Ikshvaku and Mithila is unequaled and delightful. Taking the jewels, do thou proceed to thy own city, and Bharata shall follow thee." Then Janaka tells Rama, O king, I have been delighted with seeing thee and thy courteous manners. The jewels collected for me I do confer upon my daughters. Then the royal saint having gone away, Rama turns to Yudhajit and he talks to him. So even at this time, Janaka is just happy that his daughters are happy with Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna. He is not at all selfish. So anything that he receives, he just gives away to Mother Sita because that is exactly his goal. He loves Sita more than anything else. And he shows that he is a royal sage. He is a Raja Rishi. And despite being an ascetic and having no attachments to material entanglements, he is completely attached to Mother Sita and Lord Rama. This is one of the multiple reasons why King Janaka is referred to as a Raja Rishi, a great person who performs his duties perfectly, and a great Mahajana. And we will see that throughout Valmiki Ramayana, Mother Sita is referred to with beautiful names such as Janakatmaja or Maithilim, or the daughter of the king of Mithila, or Vaidehi, the daughter of the king of the Videhas. One prime example of King Janaka's role in rearing Mother Sita is mentioned in Sundarakand by Hanuman. We know that Hanuman searched for Mother Sita high and low in various palaces and in various houses of the multiple demons, and he was not able to find Sita anywhere, and he was completely despondent. And he thinks about the consequences of returning to Kishkinda without the news of Mother Sita. And he concludes that everyone will be destroyed by the grief of not finding Mother Sita. And then he sees that he has not searched for Mother Sita in this very beautiful Ashoka grove. So he gets up, and in the 59th verse of the 13th chapter of Sundarakand, Hanuman says, Namostu Ramaya sa Lakshmanaya Devecha tasyai Janakatmajaye Namo astu Rudra Indra Yamo Anilebhyo Namostu Chandrarka Marud Ganebhya. So he says, Namo astu Ramaya sa Lakshmanaya. I am bowing to Rama, sa Lakshmanaya, with Lakshmana. Devecha tasyai. That divine goddess, who is she? Janakatmajaye, the beloved daughter of King Janaka. Just as how Janaka is not at all attached to material life, similarly, his daughter cannot be found in the royal palaces of Lanka. She can be found only in a very austere and a pleasant place like the Ashoka Grove. And instinctively, Hanuman realizes that the daughter of King Janaka, the divine daughter of King Janaka, divine because she is the daughter of a Raja Rishi, divine because she is the wife of Lord Rama, divine because of her chastity, the purity that she embodies, divine because of the various dharmic qualities that she has, divine because of her ultimate bhakti towards Lord Rama, divine, ultimately divine daughter of King Janaka cannot possibly be in any of those palaces that he has searched for her before. She can be only in this very beautiful Ashoka Grove. And he specifically mentions Janakatmaja to call Mother Sita. He doesn't say Dashratha's daughter-in-law. He doesn't say anything else, even though Dashratha was also a very prime devotee of the Lord. He doesn't mention that. He calls her as Janakatmaja, because of that austerity that is required to stay in a garden for over a year as opposed to stay inside the comforts of a palace. So there are multiple instances where Mother Sita is referred to as Janakatmaja or Maithili or Vaidehi, and they're all wonderful, they're all very great. But this was chosen as one such example to prove that Janaka was a great Mahajana. Now, Janaka appears in Srimad Bhagavatam as well. So this is in the 57th chapter, verse 24 of Canto 10. It is mentioned, Aham Vaideham ichhami drashtam priyatamam mama iti uktva mithilam rajan vivesha yada nandanaha. I wish to visit King Videha, who is most dear to me. O king, having said this, Lord Balarama, the beloved descendant of Yadu, entered the city of Mithila. In the next verse, it is mentioned, Tam drishtva sahasotthaya maitelah pritamanasah arhayam asa vidhivat arhaniyam samarhanai. The king of Mithila immediately rose from his seat when he saw Lord Balarama approaching. With great love, the king honored the supremely worshipable Lord by offering him elaborate worship as stipulated by scriptural injunctions. In verse 26, he says, Uvas tasyam katichin maitheliyam samavibhuhu manitah priti yuktena janakena mahatmana tato shikshad gadam kale dhartarashtraha suyodhanaha. The Almighty Lord Balarama stayed in Mithila for several years, honored by his affectionate devotee Janaka Maharaja. During that time, Dhritarashtra's son Duryodhana learned from Balarama the art of fighting with a club. So not only does King Janaka participate in Rama Leela, but he also does participate in Balaram Leela as well. Then in the 11th canto, Chapter 2, verse 14, it is mentioned, Atrapi udaharantimam itihasam puratanam arshabhanam cha sambadam videhasya mahatmanaha. To explain the devotional service of the Lord, sages have related the ancient history of the conversation between the great soul King Videha and the sons of Rishabha. And one part of the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that it is essential that we hear these historical narrations, such as the conversation between the Nava Yogendras and King Videha, with complete faith and submission. There is also another place known as Ashtavakra Gita, wherein the impersonalist Ashtavakra reportedly had a conversation with a king called Janaka of Mithila. So there were multiple Janakas in Mithila. So we don't really know whether it is this particular Janaka that we are talking about in conversation with Ashtavakra. Ashtavakra Gita is definitely there. It is a very impersonal philosophy. But we have seen that as a Mahajana, King Janaka is actually a very great devotee of the Lord. We have seen already that he pays great importance to the physical aspects and the characteristics and the qualities and the pastimes of the Lord. So it is not known for certain whether it is this Janaka, the father of Mother Sita, who actually had a conversation with the impersonalist Ashtavakra. And even though he might have had that conversation, it is quite evident from Valmiki Ramayana that he was a great bhakta of the Lord. This concludes the discussion on the greatness of King Janaka. Jai Sitaram.